The Queen drummer's eldest son nearly died as a critically premature baby weighing just 919 grams. His daughter recently separated from her husband in a heartbreaking split. One child was bullied for being a rock star's kid. Another dropped out of school at 16 to pursue skiing, while the youngest has transformed from model to rising singer. Here's what really happened to Roger Taylor's children. Felix Luther Taylor. Felix Luther Taylor's life began under the most precarious circumstances when he was born 2 months premature on May 22, 1980, weighing just 919 grams. At barely 2 pounds, his survival was uncertain, and the tiny infant required intensive medical care during his earliest weeks of life. Despite this frightening start, Felix not only survived, but would go on to unknowingly inspire one of Queen's most recognizable hits while he was still a toddler. The inspiration came from Felix's bilingual upbringing with his French mother, Dominique Beyrand, and his famous father. As a small child watching television, Felix would point at the radio and say, "Radio Popo" in French, a phrase that caught Roger Taylor's attention. Roger has explained many times over the years how this innocent childhood expression became the foundation for Radio Gaga, one of Queen's biggest songs from 1984. According to both Roger Taylor and Freddie Mercury, they originally planned to record the song as Radio Kaka, but ultimately changed it to the more radio-friendly Radio Gaga, though they sometimes still sang the original version during recording sessions. Growing up as the eldest child of a Queen member, Felix attended Bedales School and later Chelsea College of Art, before graduating from the University of Sussex in Brighton with a degree in arts. Following in his father's musical footsteps initially seemed natural, and Felix formed a rock and reggae band called Felix and Artie with his father in the mid-2000s. The duo released their debut single, "Woman, You're So Beautiful," through iTunes in October 2006, marking Felix's first serious foray into the music industry. However, unlike his half-brother Rufus, who would later find success as a professional drummer, Felix discovered that music was not his calling. After his brief musical collaboration with his father, he made the practical decision to pursue a more stable career path, taking on various jobs before settling into the advertising industry. For 10 years, Felix worked as an account director at Wand Agency, immersing himself in the competitive world of advertising and marketing, far removed from the rock and roll lifestyle that had defined his childhood. The transition from advertising executive to actor came gradually, beginning with Felix's debut in acting in 2010 when he took on a role for BBC Radio. This initial experience opened doors to commercial work, stage performances, and television appearances. His acting career reached a notable milestone in 2015 when he starred in the film Solitary, alongside his stepmother, Serena Taylor, who also served as the film's producer. This unique family collaboration demonstrated how Felix had found his own creative path while maintaining close ties to his family. Beyond acting, Felix has shown himself to be a multi-talented creative individual. He wrote and performed the opening track, Moonrunners, for the Solitary film, collaborating with his half-sister Lola Leng Taylor on the composition. Felix has also tried his hand at stand-up comedy and has both written for and participated in live sketch shows, such as News Review, showcasing his versatility as a performer and writer. Today, Felix continues to balance his acting career with his other creative pursuits, having carved out his own identity separate from his father's legendary status, while still maintaining the artistic sensibilities that run through the Taylor family. His journey from a critically premature infant to a multifaceted creative professional demonstrates both his resilience and his determination to forge his own path in the entertainment industry. Rory Eleanor Taylor. Rory Eleanor Taylor chose a completely different path from her famous father's musical world, dedicating her life to medicine and becoming a National Health Service doctor working as a general practitioner in West London. Born on May 29, 1986, Rory graduated as a doctor in July 2011 from the University of Sussex, the same institution where her older brother Felix had studied. After completing her medical degree, she began her career working as a junior doctor at Carlisle Hospital in Cumbria in northwest England, before establishing herself in her current role as an NHS GP. Beyond her medical practice, Rory has become actively involved in health awareness campaigns, particularly supporting CoppaFeel, which holds the distinction of being the first breast cancer charity in the United Kingdom to focus solely on creating awareness among young people. The organization aims to give young people the knowledge and tools they need to understand their bodies, delivering serious health messages in an approachable and light-hearted way that empowers people to develop healthy habits for life. Her commitment to this cause reflects her dedication to preventive medicine and public health education. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Rory's work as a frontline healthcare worker became a source of particular concern for her father, Roger, who worried about her safety as she continued to see and treat patients during the strictest health measures. Her dedication to her patients during this challenging period demonstrated the same commitment to service that had driven her to pursue medicine in the first place, despite having grown up surrounded by the glamour of the music industry. Rory's personal life took a joyful turn when she began dating ski instructor Rory Hoddle in October 2018. The couple welcomed their son Buddy in early 2021, and their relationship progressed to marriage on September 11, 2021, in a ceremony that perfectly captured both her down-to-earth nature and her rock star connections. The wedding took place in Monaghan Smith, Cornwall, where despite Rory's preference for simplicity, Queen guitarist Brian May made a spectacular entrance by arriving in a helicopter that landed in the middle of a cricket pitch, temporarily halting the game as he disembarked from his lavish ride. The ceremony featured her half-sisters Tiger Lily and Lola as bridesmaids, creating a beautiful family moment that bridged her father's different relationships. True to her practical nature, Rory chose a folk band to provide the entertainment for her wedding guests, rather than opting for anything more theatrical, reflecting her preference for authenticity over spectacle. The couple later welcomed a daughter named Rocky Rose in October 2023, completing their young family. However, recent reports indicate that Rory and her husband have separated after 4 years of marriage, with sources close to the family describing the situation as particularly difficult. An insider has revealed that the couple is finding their split hard, particularly because of the impact on their children. The separation represents a challenging period for Rory, who has always maintained a relatively private life despite her famous connections, focusing on her medical career and family rather than seeking public attention. Roger Taylor is reportedly providing support to his daughter during this difficult time, as she navigates both her demanding career as an NHS doctor and the personal challenges of separation, while co-parenting their 2 young children. Rufus Tiger Taylor. Rufus Tiger Taylor took an unconventional path that led him from academic failure to becoming one of the most promising drummers of his generation, carrying on his father's musical legacy in unexpected ways. Born on March 8, 1991, Rufus received his distinctive middle name, Tiger, from Queen frontman Freddie Mercury himself, who chose the name as a tribute to his love for the band's powerful sound. Growing up surrounded by drums and witnessing his father's musical career firsthand, Rufus quickly realized that traditional education held little appeal for him, and he made the bold decision to drop out of school at just 16 years old. Rather than immediately pursuing music, Rufus chose to follow his passion for skiing and enrolled in a ski instruction course with the Warren Smith Ski Academy in Verbier, Switzerland. This decision was influenced by advice from Formula One champion Damon Hill, demonstrating the kind of high-profile connections that surrounded the Taylor family. The ski instruction program gave Rufus valuable life experience and independence away from the music industry, allowing him to develop skills and confidence outside of his father's shadow before eventually returning to his musical roots. After completing his skiing course, Rufus returned to the United Kingdom and attended a London drum college, where he began to seriously develop his drumming technique and style. His first major public appearance came during the 2008 Royal Variety performance, where he played drums for Carrie Ellis, alongside his father Roger Taylor and Queen guitarist Brian May, performing before an audience that included the then Prince of Wales Charles and his wife Camilla. This performance marked the beginning of his professional music career and demonstrated his ability to handle high-pressure situations on prestigious stages. In 2011, Rufus joined the Queen plus Adam Lambert collaboration as a touring musician, providing drums and percussion for their stage shows and working alongside his father in a professional capacity. Some of his most memorable moments during these tours included engaging in drum battles with Roger Taylor and taking over as lead drummer on Queen classics such as Tie Your Mother Down and A Kind of Magic, while his father moved to provide lead vocals. These performances showcased Rufus's technical skills and his ability to handle the legacy of Queen's music with both respect and his own personal flair. Rufus's career reached a new level in May 2015 when he became the official drummer for the English rock band The Darkness, replacing Emily Dolan Davies after her departure. Guitarist Dan Hawkins confirmed the news during a UK radio show, and Rufus quickly integrated into the band's dynamic, contributing not only his drumming skills, but also vocals on tracks like Why Don't the Beautiful Cry and Stampede of Love on their album Pinewood Smile. The most emotionally significant aspect of Rufus's recent career has been his connection to the late Taylor Hawkins, the Foo Fighters drummer who passed away in March 2022. Rufus had known Hawkins since he was 6 years old, and their friendship had grown into a godfather-like relationship over the years. Following Hawkins's tragic death, Rufus performed at both the London and Los Angeles tribute concerts, taking on the challenging task of playing Hawkins's drum parts on songs like Best of You, which featured extended drum solos. Rufus later admitted he was shitting himself during these performances, playing in front of legendary drummers like Stuart Copeland and Omar Hakim, but his emotional and technically proficient performances have led to widespread speculation about him potentially joining Foo Fighters as their permanent drummer. Tiger Lily Taylor. Tiger Lily Taylor's unique name carries a special connection to Queen's history, as it was personally chosen by Freddie Mercury himself, who had a deep love for Peter Pan mythology, and wanted to give Roger Taylor's daughter a name that reflected his whimsical artistic sensibilities. Born on October 10, 1994, Tiger Lily would grow up to face unexpected challenges that came directly from her famous lineage, experiences that would shape both her character and her eventual career choices. During her time at Bedales School, an exclusive boarding school in Hampshire, known for its famous alumni including Lily Allen and Patrick Wolf, Tiger Lily encountered a painful form of bullying that was directly tied to her father's fame. Rather than being celebrated for her connection to one of the world's most successful rock bands, she found herself tormented by classmates who would deliberately play Queen songs at parties specifically to mock and embarrass her. In her own words, she recalled how people would put the music on and laugh, saying, "Ha ha," while pointing her out as the drummer's daughter. The bullying became so severe that Tiger Lily developed what she described as a bit of an aversion to Queen's music for several years, deliberately avoiding listening to the songs that had made her father famous because they had become associated with humiliation rather than family pride. This experience demonstrates how celebrity children can face unique forms of persecution that most people never consider, where their parents' success becomes a weapon used against them by their peers. After completing her A-levels in English literature philosophy, and photography at Collingham in London in 2012, Tiger Lily moved on to study English literature at the University of Sussex, where she graduated in 2017. During her university years, she shared living quarters with Cara Delevingne, who would go on to become one of the world's most recognizable supermodels and actresses. This connection to Delevingne provided Tiger Lily with insights into the fashion and modeling world that would later influence her own career trajectory. Despite her academic focus on literature, Tiger Lily found herself drawn to the fashion industry. Following in the footsteps of her mother, model and actress Deborah Leng. Her mother's influence on her style choices became profound, as Tiger Lily explained in interviews how Deborah introduced her to vintage clothing, which became a massive part of her life. Rather than following contemporary fashion trends, Tiger Lily developed her own aesthetic philosophy, stating that both she and her mother were more concerned with the art of beautiful pieces than a certain trend. Tiger Lily's modeling career began to flourish as she established herself in London's fashion scene, securing prime positions at major Fashion Week events, including shows for Tommy Hilfiger, Emporio Armani, and Topshop Unique. She became a regular fixture on the front rows of London Fashion Week, building a reputation that was based on her own merits rather than simply her family connections. Her approach to fashion remained distinctly personal, describing her style as street-focused and emphasizing comfort over conventional fashion rules, often favoring trainers, jackets, and oversized t-shirts, while maintaining that she didn't consider herself particularly fashionable. Beyond modeling, Tiger Lily has continued to pursue her artistic interests, working in ink and pencil illustrations, while also exploring oil painting, and she has expressed her desire to combine modeling with photography, art, and writing in her future career endeavors. Lola Leng Taylor. Lola Leng Taylor has transformed from a teenage fashion model into an emerging musician, demonstrating the artistic versatility that runs through the Taylor family, while carving out her own creative identity in both visual and musical arts. Born on April 2, 2000, as the youngest of Roger Taylor's 5 children, Lola carries her maternal grandmother's maiden surname Leng as part of her full name, creating a unique connection to both sides of her family heritage that she has embraced in her professional career. Her entry into the public eye began remarkably early, when she was just 15 years old, appearing in her first major modeling shoot for the February 2015 issue of ID Magazine's music issue. This debut marked the beginning of what seemed destined to be a modeling career, following in the footsteps of her mother Deborah Leng and her older sister Tiger Lily. Throughout her teenage years, Lola continued to build her modeling portfolio, appearing alongside her older sisters at prestigious events such as the Tatler magazine supplement Watches and Jewelry in July 2015, where the Taylor sisters made a striking family appearance that captured the attention of the fashion world. Her modeling career continued to develop when she worked with the fashion brand Delada in early 2016 and later appeared with her sister in Vogue Italia, establishing herself as a recognizable face in high fashion circles. However, rather than limiting herself to modeling alone, Lola began to explore her interests in photography and music, showing the same creative curiosity that had driven her father's diverse artistic pursuits throughout his career with Queen and beyond. Lola's first significant venture into music came through her collaboration with her half-brother Felix on the song Moonrunners, which served as the opening track for the 2015 film Solitary. This early musical collaboration demonstrated her ability to work creatively with family members while developing her own artistic voice, a skill that would prove valuable as she began to pursue music more seriously as an adult. As she matured, Lola made the strategic decision to shift her focus from modeling to music, adopting the stage name Lola Leng that honored her maternal heritage while creating a distinct professional identity. On September 1st, 2023, she released her debut single, Drop the Gun, marking her official entry into the music industry as a recording artist. The release represented years of behind-the-scenes work developing her songwriting skills and musical style, moving beyond her early collaborative efforts to establish herself as a solo performer. Following the success of her debut, Lola maintained a steady release schedule that demonstrated her commitment to building a sustainable music career. She released her second single, The Chase, on January 19, 2024, followed by Just Fine on June 7, 2024, and Feather on October 18, 2024. This consistent output showed her dedication to developing her craft and building an audience for her music. Alongside her recording career, Lola has established herself as a music photographer, combining her visual arts background with her musical interests to create a unique professional niche. She has built her own website to showcase her photography work, focusing particularly on capturing musicians and live performances. This dual career approach allows her to remain connected to both the visual and musical arts communities while building multiple revenue streams and creative outlets that reflect her diverse artistic interests and talents.